Hey now, and welcome to Stern Talk, everybody. I'm your host, B.O.S, bringing you another classic video. Tonight's video is Kids Attack Scott at a Pool Party. This is a great clip. This is where some colleagues and friends of Scott Salem call into the show and start telling really funny stories about Scott. There's one specific call that this episode is based around. It's where one of Scott Salem's colleagues in the DJ business, his name's Bud, I think, calls in and tells a great story about Scott doing one of his DJing gigs at a pool party, and some kids just really start to torment him really bad and basically attack him at the pool party. It's well known that poor Scott doesn't make a lot of money working at the Howard Stern show as the sound engineer, so he's always starting some kind of business off to the side. He would do DJing. He started a DJing business where he was trying to make some money, and it just never seemed to work out for him. So let's check this video out.
We're on the air. Or you're on the air. This is Ray. Hey, Ray.
How you doing?
All right.
Okay.
What can we do for you?
I got a Scott the Engineer story.
Okay.
All right. Scott's kid is in a Little League out in Queens.
Yeah.
And they have an annual picnic every year. Not a picnic, a parade to start the season.
Scotty Jr. On shortstop.
Yeah, so they got about 400 kids in this parade. And we get to the part where they're introducing people and everything. And Scott is with his kids' team. So suddenly, everybody in there, most of the kids, they start going and yelling, Scott, Scott, Scott.
The kids start heckling him?
The kids start heckling him.
Oh,
Like 400, 8, 9-year-olds.
Kids? 8 and
Him.
8 and 9-year-old kids are goofing on Scott?
Yeah.
And what does he do?
It was great. He just has that look on his face, that garage mechanic look.
Yeah, the Uncle Fester look.
Yeah, the Uncle Fester look.
Yeah.
That's great.
Oh.
He was so embarrassed. I was almost embarrassed for him.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you mean? Hey.
It would have been greater if all the kids started lighting up cigarettes. That would have been even
So
better.
what happened, Scott? The kids started making the noise?
Those are my fans.
My fans.
Got a big following.
So what happens? All the kids are goofing on you now?
I don't even think it was that many. Maybe one or something.
No.
Really?
More like,
You got the Smelly James syndrome.
Yeah, it wasn't that many kids
I was
making
working
fun.
to the silence.
Hey, Ray, why don't you tell them how I yell at Little League games at the umpires?
no, I don't want to get you banned from the league forever. Because I'm one of the officials there, and I might have to do it.
Oh, I
All right,
You
thanks,
a
Ray.
mess at the, is he like one of those awful
see.
parents?
Oh, yeah.
Scott must be really funny at those games with little children goofing. Because it's bad enough we goof on him.
Yeah.
Well, the guy has absolutely no patience.
Or hair.
What do you mean you have no patience?
He said it. I have plenty of patience.
All right.
No, he has less tolerance with the kids than he has with you guys.
Are you a coach or something?
Slide,
I'm not-
slide.
Like, meanwhile, Scott can't even walk.
No, we'd never let Scott be a coach. He's too crazy.
Scott's physical attributes are nil. I mean, the guy's overweight, he smokes,
Really?
and he's at the baseball game coaching.
Could you imagine Scott's life? He works at the Howard Stern show. They just make fun of him all day, do skits about him and stuff, and then he goes home and people are making fun of him outside of work and heckling him and mocking him. Scott, I feel sorry for him. I personally like Scott. I think he's a good dude, but he's had a tough life, man.
Telling people what to do.
I'm not an official.
Is your son good?
I just help. Yeah.
Yeah. Good player.
Next time, choke up on the bed.
Excellent player.
What is it, Gorilla?
Well, the last time I did a gig with Scotty, which was like a long time ago, it kind of like, I was very surprised. Like, he gets into his tux, but he didn't even go into the bathroom to change. He sort of like went in like in a little corner and took his shirt off and then put the tux back on. Like, he just did a quick change, like right behind the DJ booth.
I'm like a
kidding.
scuba man.
No.
In front of- He's like super-
And, like, people
Changes
just
in front
started
of the
filing in and
people?
stuff.
There's
and
no
Really?
one in there.
Hell.
When there's no one in there,
That's part of the show. You get to see Scott nude.
Striptease.
I'm the Demi Moore of disc jockeys. He's the Superman,
Yes, bald elk.
Bring a phone booth here and I'll strip.
Watch me turn into a super DJ.
Boy, that's a sight you don't want to see.
Cigarettes are my kryptonite.
Okay, thanks, Ray.
Okay.
All right, bye. Scott
We
the
got to
Engineer.
now go out and watch Scott at a baseball game.
oh sure,
Yeah, now I have to go film that.
piece of cake.
Dude,
Yeah. You there?
yeah,
Hey, good morning, Howard. How are you?
okay.
Good, good. This is Bud, also mobile DJ from Prodigy. I have a
Bud.
Yeah, how are you, man?
This is Bud, Robin.
Mobile DJ.
Mobile DJ.
Yeah, I'm the guy that trained Scott, but I have a million Scott stories, but here's a good one.
Okay. Scott the engineer story.
Yeah.
By the way, we think Scott the engineer is the funniest. A couple of years ago, Scott was always bitching to us. For those of you in other markets who don't know the story, Scott the engineer, who's like the sad sack at the station, he's like, isn't there a comic strip called Sad Sack or something?
Yes.
Yeah, he's Sad Sack. He walks around, he always complains, he's overweight, and he looks like Uncle
no matter
Fester.
what happens, there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, and he looks like Uncle Fester, and he just walks around and he's always very sad.
And nothing ever works out well for him.
Right, everything always goes bad in his life. I mean, everything's bad. It's like, I'm an engineer and they won't pay me and they don't want to put me in the
Nobody
union.
appreciates my work.
Yeah, and then Tom wants to fire me because I feel... And everything's always bad.
I'm the low man on the totem pole.
Got Gary yelling at me and John gluing my phone.
Yeah, and guys are always goofing on him and stuff. And like, he's the sad sack of the radio station.
The lungs of a 150-year-old.
Yeah, and his wife's always yelling at him.
Yeah.
It's just everything's bad.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. You can hear him on the phone.
Yes.
You always hear him on the phone. His wife's talking to him.
No one knows better than you, my love.
Hey, wait a minute. I think
Yes.
you're getting me confused with somebody else.
Not much.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Scott usually gets really pissed when they do bits about him, but he is really being a good guy on this one. He is laughing.
So Scott came to all of us and was complaining that he can't make any money as an engineer here at the radio station because I think they pay him. I've heard rumors of like 20 grand or something.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
It was a little more than that at the time, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't a whole lot.
So he started whining so much. We all felt bad for him because he had no extra money. We all gave him. What did we give him?
I think it was, what was it, $500 a piece?
Yeah, we all chipped in.
$3,000.
No, a couple of $1,000.
Yeah.
And we chipped in and we said, Scott, start a disco business. Because he wanted to start a disco
Yeah,
business.
he said he needed a couple of thousand
I just
to
need a
get
grub
it
steak.
started.
I just need a couple of pieces of equipment.
But remember the first deal, he wanted to make us all investors in the business?
Yeah. And he gave away, listen to this. He was so stupid. For our stupid $500 investment, we owned Scott. Anything he made, we got like 85% of. And like Scott would get 15%. So if he went out and made $3,000 for spinning records at a bar mitzvah,
Right.
we would get about $2,500 and Scott would
he'd
get
get
$500.
gas money.
Yeah, he'd get gas money. So it was so we go, okay, Scott. Scott starts his disco business and business starts rolling in pretty good.
Yeah.
And now he owes us like, 50 grand. He's got and he's making no money again because he's Scott. He's a sad sack. We would have so we basically all took a vote and said, hey, look, I know I said, Scott, you don't owe me anything.
Yeah, we don't want a piece of your business.
Yeah, just,
Okay.
you just go off and God bless you with your disco business because as long as it stops you from whining. It was so funny because we would have made all the money.
I am a cheap bastard, and I took my cut, but this was like 8 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, you did take
I
your
had
cut?
no money.
Really?
It was $500. It was a lot of money to me.
Oh, you took your cut? Yeah, I didn't know.
Everybody got paid back.
No, we took back
we
our
all
money.
got our money
Right, we took
back.
our money
but we
back.
didn't,
But you didn't take your cut.
Oh, no.
We owned a hunk of the business.
He's been in the red since the day he started that
Yeah,
business.
I never make a dime.
He goes, do you know how much CDs cost? I have to get 40 new CDs a month, new machines. The guy never makes any money.
No.
Yeah,
never.
sure. Yeah, that's why you're going out every weekend. Actually, he likes it. He just gets out of the house.
See, I thought you didn't take back even your original investment.
I might
No,
not
we
have.
took-
Did I?
Yeah, no, we
I did.
took our
Yeah, I
money
took back my
back.
original
Yeah.
investment.
You
'Cause he
took
was
it back on the air.
Yeah. So we basically said, look, you don't have to give us a percentage,
Right.
okay? We don't need your money.
Yeah, thank you.
And then he was like, oh, okay.
Oh, I own myself again.
He was whole. We made him whole. And so Scott always has something going on where he's a sad sack.
Yeah. If it's not, I have to take up all my own equipment. I need an assistant.
And what's funny is, like, he is now a disco DJ, and the last guy you'd want at any party is Scott. And yet, he goes
This
because...
is the guy who people lobby not to sit next to on a
Right.
flight to Los Angeles.
Right. None of us are willing to even sit near him. Well, who got stuck sitting next to Scott the last time we went to Los Angeles?
Nobody. Well,
I think it was me and John. It was John.
Right.
John kept putting in his headset, pretending.
Oh, how come you guys never want to sit with him? Because he complains the whole time?
He is a chronic complainer. There's no
Right.
doubt about that. He
Right.
knows that. He complains about, they should give us better seats. This is a crummy movie.
Of course, he gives nobody anything.
How come we're on this particular flight? They should give us a better flight. How come our hotels have more amenities?
Yeah, and it's always
Yeah.
like,
And that's-
you're not going to believe the room I got at the hotel. I'm next to the boiler.
Can't believe
that, and I'm usually in a different hotel than everybody else.
Yeah. I'm in a different
That's the
And-
favorite one.
Think about it.
That's the
Since
favorite
they
one.
banned smoking on the flight,
Oh, it's even worse.
he's a worse
and you got to watch Scott smoke away, like puff 80 cigarettes before he gets on the plane.
He's like the guy on the Long Island Railroad waiting for the doors to open, the cigarette's in his mouth, the match is out.
Yeah.
They pull that door open.
Boom.
Land this plane. mine.
But when you're talking about Scott being a sad sack, don't forget this is also the guy who got paid at one of his gigs in cash, left it on top of his car, and it like blew away.
Yeah, and all his money blew away. And then he complained to us.
Not important. I just go out for the enjoyment.
Right. And he went to the guy and said all his money blew away.
Oh, my money blew away.
John's in heaven now. He loves it. John loves it.
Is he the saddest guy?
And you know what his biggest gripe was?
What?
We used to do the LA shows. We all, after the show, we were done so we could party. Scott had to drive like an hour to drop off the tapes.
Right.
Trying to get somebody to ride with him.
Yeah. And I like the fact that he got married at like 15 years old, and then when he got his divorce, his wife took his house and everything, so he was bankrupt.
No.
That was
That's
great.
absolutely not true.
Really?
No.
What? I thought you got their house.
We had a house and we split it. We sold it.
And that's his favorite thing to complain about. He goes,
That house today would have been worth $250,000. It could have been J. Paul Getty.
So you don't even know when Scott started here, he was in a big hole because he was working at ABC.
Right.
And his wife was pregnant, and then he went out and bought a car and got all these things, and then they let him go. So Scott was out of work for a year when he got here. So by the time he got here...
How long was it?
Like 4 months.
No, it was more than that, wasn't it?
No.
I remember Scott was like in a big hole when he got here.
Yeah.
2 car payments, a kid, and no job for 4 months.
Right.
Oh, good. I can't believe it. I'm going to get cigarettes. I'm broke.
And he even picked like the worst career.
Yeah.
Being a radio engineer, which is now obsolete. Nobody needs him.
Right.
Like everything he did was
I
always
didn't
bad.
start out as a radio engineer.
You know, what did you start out as?
A studio engineer.
Recording engineer.
Oh, that's even worse. There's fewer jobs than that.
I think I'll pick the worst career where nobody wants me.
And if you're going to be
I want a career with no openings.
yeah, well, if you're going to be my dad was in recording, so I know this. If you're going to be a recording studio engineer, you've got to be a consummate musician because most of that work is for jingle work, and they want you knowing music so you can actually edit music and create music.
That's exactly what you do. You have to write it.
So, of course, Scott has no musical ability and picked the entirely wrong career.
I can't remember. He told us this years ago. What were the hit records you worked on?
I didn't work any hit.
Mayor's Eats.
Didn't you work on one, like Stars on 45 or something?
Yeah, that's
Howard,
right.
Scott always told me he's a great engineer.
Yeah.
For music. So I said, all right, I had to record some demos. So I said, Scott, I'll give you $20 an hour. Not good enough. Not good enough.
No, I need more money.
If I'm a great engineer, I certainly deserve more.
You expect me to? I can even buy cigarettes for that kind of money.
I don't know if people know or not, but Stuttering John used to have a band that used to tour around. They had a minor hit, but the band broke up.
So Scott is the quintessential sad sack. So anyway, Bud, what is your story?
Okay, well, here's one of many. I have this pool account in Bayside that I got... that Scott had previously.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he lost the account because one day while doing a gig there are a lot of kids at these pools and what have you. And kids being kids will go...
Now, what is this, where Scott would spin records at a pool?
Yeah, Windsor Park, Bayside.
Can you imagine Scott?
With
go ahead.
Kids.
You know it, Scott? Windsor Park?
What'd you say?
Yeah, I know the place.
Okay. So,
Scott, do you do these gigs in a bathing suit, Scott? What do you wear? What do you play? Scott, you play records for little kids at pools?
Well, it's a pool. It's not just little kids.
Right.
It's
sunburn on his head.
It's a pool club.
Yeah, and what do you wear when you go to the pool club?
A hat.
Just shorts and a hat,
shorts and a hat.
T-shirt.
Show off my legs.
A T-shirt.
Black socks.
Show off my gams.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so go
anyway,
ahead.
they're going through his stuff, and Scott lost it with the kids and started cursing at them. The
Bud,
F word.
Bud.
Yes.
Bud, were you there, Bud?
This was the word from
the word, yeah, the word, Bud. Okay.
Yeah,
were you there?
Give me the word, Bud. What happened?
Go ahead.
So
the word was that he was using the F word and cursing, and they could hear it on the microphone.
Never.
On the loudspeaker.
Get away from me, you effing kids.
You effing busted.
Hey, Bud.
He's like,
why don't you tell him how the company you used to work for, you ripped them off?
No, I didn't rip them off.
Oh, yeah, okay,
what
Bud.
happened was,
That's
no,
the word, too.
story.
That's the word, too, Bud. That you work for a company and you would take jobs on the side that were supposed to be for the company.
No.
Oh, okay. That's the word, Bud.
Ooh.
If you want to talk about words. Okay? Mr. Chat Party over there.
I'll talk about...
Okay, I forgot. Scott does go off a little bit on this video. He gets a little angry at Bud.
Words. How about how I did a favor for you a year ago?
I don't know what you're talking about, Bud.
Okay, fine.
Let me hear. What favor?
Okay, Scott has no liability insurance for his business.
Absolutely not true.
Okay, well, you called me for it, and I subbed him out through my business.
Right.
And he was supposed to throw me $50. $50, Howard. Okay, I do the guy a favor. I write a letter. I fax. I send them out paperwork.
Do you owe him $50?
Yeah, for $50. You know.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay.
No?
He
Really?
never did
Absolutely
this for
not.
you?
I still have the letter I wrote him. It was at a place called the Piping Rock.
I told you,
the guy never sent me my $50.
There's always
Howard.
something going on with that business.
For $50. I mean, we could have a nice relationship.
Here's a little
for
cartoon.
$50.
No, we couldn't, bud.
Out of the pool, you effing kids. Hey, Bud, would you take the 50 in Raleigh coupons?
Do you owe this guy $50 or not?
No.
Did you ask him for insurance?
No.
You didn't.
Did you talk to him at all?
No, I don't know him.
Okay,
Really?
there you go. I'm only.
Are you
I'm the
lying?
Guy,
I do
listen,
know him.
Howard,
I
this
You
is
do
no
know him?
feather-
And do
this
you
is
owe him
no
$50?
No.
You don't really?
No.
Swear to
what a
say I
liar.
swear on the life of my children.
Yeah.
Say it.
I swear on the life of
Unbelievable.
my children. I don't know. I don't film about $50.
Really?
Howard,
Yeah.
I could fax you the paperwork.
Really?
Yeah, I could. This guy, it is unbelievable. It is
Look at Scott.
I love this.
You know what? I believe Scott, but regardless of that, look who he's involved with. He's just involved with the listeners. He's at pools.
I'm not involved with the listeners. I mean, this guy claims to have
He's
taught.
cursing out the kids at the
This
pool.
guy has claims to have taught me everything I know.
Did
about
you
him.
lose? Did you
he
lose
says
your
he
gig?
doesn't know
Wait
me,
a second.
but
Wait a second. Did you lose your gig
At the Windsor Park
at the Windsor
pool?
pool? At the Windsor pool?
I did lose that. Yeah, I did.
There
lose
you
that
go.
part.
You did lose your
I'll
gig.
tell you. I'm telling you the truth.
Why
Did you
you lose
yell
it?
at the kids?
No, I didn't yell at the kid.
I was
happened?
allergic to chlorine.
No, what happened?
I guess they just weren't happy with the job I was doing, but I didn't yell at
Was
the
there
kids.
any incident at all prior to your dismissal?
Notice he says he doesn't know me, but he supposedly knows all the rumors about me. That just goes to show you.
I didn't say I didn't know you.
You just said it.
Howard, if I could be nosy, I'm still interested in the answer to Robin's question.
Yeah, right. What happened at the pool?
Strangely
No, I can see where
silent.
you'd lose your temper with these kids. They shouldn't be poking their stuff. They shouldn't be poking around in your stuff.
There was an incident where the kids attacked me. But I never. In other words, no. Wait.
Are these the same kids that are busting his chops
No,
at the baseball?
no. What happened?
Different kid.
I was DJing, and I was giving away prizes.
You're like WC Field.
Imagine you're a kid and
Yeah, go ahead. You were giving away prizes.
I was giving away prizes, and about 50 kids literally jumped me.
Really?
Yeah.
How old were they?
You're like 6, 7, 8.
7 and 8-year-olds.
You know, the 50 kids just to get a 50-cent toy.
Right. They jumped you. You mean they were beating on you? What do you mean when they jumped you?
I mean, when you're standing there with a box of
They
toys,
break
Right.
you down like Gulliver?
yeah. They descended upon you.
that's
And
absolutely
did they
correct.
hit you?
No, they didn't hit me.
Right.
I mean, they just descended on
Well,
me.
they were excited. They wanted toys. They're little kids.
Exactly, but I was just trying to say, one at a time, everybody will get
Well, how
something.
did you say that?
One at a time.
Get the F off.
Well, maybe no, I could see where your temper would go.
And then I just said, on the mic, I said, excuse me, I cannot play any further until the children are under control. I can't work like this.
Right.
I didn't yell. I didn't curse. Okay?
Yeah.
And that was-
then the parents got upset?
I guess so.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
They had an incident.
Oh, God, you weren't recording at that time, were you?
You didn't happen to have that on tape?
No.
Oh, can you record every one of your gigs?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
I gotta hear.
Oh, can you imagine that?
It was 6
5
years
and
old.
6-year-olds
And they were animals.
rioted.
You know what? After my movie comes out, I'm going to produce a Scott the Engineer movie. They must see him. They must see him, the bald head in that bathing suit, overweight, smoking cigarettes. Those kids go, hey, we got to go break this guy's balls.
Your life is worse than a clown's.
Yeah.
Throw stuff at
But you'll star in the movie. You'll be the new W.C. Field.
All right.
The kids
Never
beating on
work
you.
with children.
These kids are really getting to me.
You know what? His head must have been all sunburned, too.
And then he gets on a loudspeaker and says, I can't play anymore. Unless the children are under control.
Everybody pay attention, please. Please, I'm having a slight incident. You can get your little monsters under control.
That's right. I mean, when they trample you and your equipment, I mean, it's,
Right.
It's a little nerve-wracking.
80 kids jumped him.
Yeah, really.
6 and 7-year-olds.
It's attack for a toy.
Oh, man. Oh, so funny. Hey, here's a girl says you owe this guy $50. This is a Gary puppet girl.
Michelle.
Hi, Bud.
How are you, darling?
Hi, Howard. Hi, Robin. Hi, Scott.
Hello.
Listen, you know I love both of you guys, Bud and Scott. But when I came on the show that time, remember to yell at you for putting that ugly picture of me in your book?
Yeah.
I brought Bud. and right in front of me, Scott offered to pay him back.
That's
and then
right. I forgot about that.
Bud was like, "Oh no, don't worry about it." So you're both full of baloney.
See, thank you, Michelle.
But
Thank
he
you.
did. Right in front of me, he offered to pay him back.
Oh, so in other words, you did owe him 50.
I don't know.
You don't know anything.
You know, he wrote down in my book, Howard. Scott wrote down in my book. He wrote down.
All right, I had enough of Scott.
He wrote down, "I know."
Look at who Scott's
What does
involved
that
with, though.
mean?
He's involved with.
I'm not involved.
Gary Puppet. All these.
I'm
yeah.
not involved.
I'm not involved.
I'm not involved. I'm not involved. Everybody's attacking me like a 6-year-old.
Thank you. Thank you.
Howard,
Yeah.
Howard, listen, my reputation in this business is impeccable, okay?
All right.
And as far as that money goes that Scott was talking about a few years ago in that other business, it all came down to somebody else and not me. But, okay?
All right. I get the idea.
Listen, Howard, thanks a lot for letting me air my whatever
Grievance.
All right?
All right, thank you.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's a funny story.
Yeah.
I hope he gets attacked by a bunch of 6-year-olds.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
Scott's wife stiffed my friend for $34.
What do you mean?
She came into the store and took some CD singles.
Yeah.
And said that she looked in her wallet. Oh, I forgot all my money.
Yeah.
So they tried to track Scott down, and they couldn't find him. They haven't paid him $34 since before Christmas.
You know anything about that?
I do owe the guy 34, and I'll pay him.
All right, he's going to pay.
I'm in there all the time, and I'll pay him.
But gentlemen, they sent 2 people to his house, and he moved, and he still hasn't come back yet.
Yeah,
couldn't even
I
track
moved.
him down.
I moved after
Scott, would you pay this guy his $34 today?
I'll be there this afternoon.
All right, he will be there. He will be there this afternoon.
Do we have to take up a collection to pay your debts?
If I hear one more Scott the engineer sad story about money and kids jumping him.
That's the Coldwell connection in Whitestone. The guy's really nice, and and I'll gladly pay him. I'll be there today. You can tell him that.
I'll gladly pay you on Tuesday.
If you give me my CDs today.
I had to throw a plug in.
He's unbelievable. I wanted to call yesterday, but there was too many stories coming out.
Yeah. All right, man.
Thanks, Howard.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
He is
I still can't get over the 5- and 6-year-olds jumping him.
Yeah,
they
that's great.
jumped me.
All right, Scott the engineer. More sad sack stories from the front.
Oh.
Do a little hands up. Come on. Hands up, baby, baby, hands up.
Get away from me, you 6-year-old.
That's enough.
Come on, let's jump him.
Scott's new thing is the Macarena.
Yes.
I got to see him do that.
I told you I don't do the Macarena.
I don't do no Macarena.
Macarena is some big dance they do at all these disco parties. Hey, where's the girl who was going to do the Macarena for us?
Noemi. Where is she?
Where is Noemi?
Yeah.
I want to see the goddamn Macarena. All right.
We got to get ready. We're going to have a party, aren't we?
Yeah.
After the movie closes, we have to do the Macarena.
We're doing a Macarena party over at Scores.
Can I DJ the rap party?
Sure. If you beat up some kids.
Okay.
I want to see that.
We'll have the 5- and 6-year-olds jumping.
Listen, you kids.
No problem.
Get away from my toys.
Get away from here.
You could imagine my dismay when all the children descended upon me.
No more music.
Watch it or kick in your pampers.
Can you imagine like this big old man?
Dogs are biting.
Can't handle a bunch of 5-year-olds.
What kind of bathing suit do you wear? Do you wear you don't wear you're not topless, are you?
Oh. No.
No. What do you wear? Like one of those one-piece suits with stripes?
Izod.
Or like a little T-shirt.
Do you wear Izod?
My bowling shirt.
Bikini.
What do you wear? Like big shorts and
big, huge shorts. No.
Do you wear sandals?
No.
Long socks.
What do you wear on your feet?
Black socks.
Black socks and sandals.
No, really. What do you wear?
Sneakers.
Sneakers?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hip. That's why the 6-year-olds love me.
Yeah, those kids are lucky they didn't go after my cigarettes.
Do the kids ever toss you in the pool? I think they pick them up like ants and throw them in the pool.
Come near me again and I'll treat you like Susan Smith treats her kids.
I've never seen a bunch of 6-year-olds attack anybody.
It's wild, man.
Scott says they jumped.
It was Scott
You
Mania.
gotta see that.
Scott Mania.
Remember the Beatles? Shea Stadium? It was just like that.
Midget wrestling.
I used to lead them around the pool with a box of toys.
Scott Mania.
They were tearing at me. They couldn't control
Those kids
themselves.
love me.
I used to lead them around the pool with a box of toys.
Yeah.
And I just
The Pied Piper.
That's right. I just run around the pool.
Well, that's it. That's a great Scott Salem episode right there. And like I said, Scott really handled that beating well. Usually when the crew starts to make fun of him and everybody just starts piling on, he just loses it. But you got to admit, Scott handled it well there. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time.